best story that I've had, a lot of people have probably heard it because I told it a lot, but it's about the story of never getting greedy and never being greedy in my career. Because as the story goes, this is all 100% true. I had a listing that it was a new construction property, and I was sitting the home open. This is, if I had to guess, I would say this is probably 2017. And I was holding the home open, and this couple walked in. And this is a new construction home. And as they were walking through the property, I was asking them questions, what do you think, this and that, and I realized it wasn't for them. But what they were describing is I had an upcoming property that was new construction as well, that fit the bill to a T for what they were looking for. But it was also a lot more money. And so I wanted to preface, and I wanted to make sure that they didn't think I was just trying to shove an expensive property down their throat, because it was about double what this home was listed for. The home was listed at like $3 million, and this property was going to be about $6 million. And so I asked the gentleman, I said, look, I have the home you're describing, but it's more money, significantly more money, and I don't want you to think like I'm just trying to throw an expensive property in your face. And he's like, where's it at? I described the location, and he said, great, let's go take a look at it. So I took him there, and the home was probably about 3 months from being completed, so it was pretty far along. And I took them in there, and they loved it. And they said, look, we really want to put this together. Can you call the builder, schedule a meeting so we can try to put this together? And I said, sure, of course. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, great, I got the sell side and I got the buy side, right? $6 million, probably 5% commission, 300 grand commission, happy buyer, happy seller, whatever. So of course I get a phone call about 20 minutes later, and it's their agent, who their agent decided that he wasn't able to show them property on that Saturday, so they just decided to go tour open houses. You got a $3 million client and you're unavailable, so that goes to show you that. So anyways, he calls me up and he says, hey, I heard that you showed my client so-and-so property. And I'm like, yeah, I did, and I didn't want to fight it. I didn't want to argue it. I didn't want to do procuring cause, like whatever. I just want to get a deal done. So he gets involved with the transaction. So as the story goes, we're starting to negotiate. We go into contract, and during the due diligence period of the contract, we're about $40,000 away from actually getting this deal done. So I told the builder, I said, look, and I had a lot of clout at this time. I was the number one agent in the state of Arizona. So, I had some clout and I had some confidence in me and whatnot. And I told the builder, I said, look, don't worry about it. I'll call the other agent. I'll kick in 20. He can kick in 20. We're both making plenty of money. This is okay. My builder client was like, I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. So I called the guy up and I said, hey, just to let you know, we're both going to be contributing 20 grand each to piece this deal together. And the guy says to me on the phone, my broker once told me that you never make rich people richer. And I said, I'm sorry? And he goes, my broker always said, never make rich people richer by your commissions. And I said, well, tell your broker that something is better than nothing, because if you lose this deal, you're going to be pretty upset that you didn't give it up. And he wouldn't give it up. So I had this mindset that, all right, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to get you in the end. So I told the builder that I'll credit the full amount, all $40,000. But I told the builder, because he had to go to closing with this guy. I wasn't going to be at closing with the buyer. The builder was. I said, look, he's going to see a credit on the settlement statement for 40 grand. Now, I knew he had another home to sell because he told me this when I was at the open house that his agent wasn't at, and at the showing that his agent wasn't at. He was telling me that he had a home in a really nice community out here. It's about a $9 million property. And I knew this in the back of my head, right? So I knew that if I told the builder to make sure you bring this up, that something good would come from this by me not being greedy and his agent being greedy. So what I told the builder is I said, hey, when you close on this property, I want you to point out on that settlement statement that the reason I made 40 grand less is because his agent was too greedy to give him 20 grand, even though he made $180,000. He was too greedy to make 160, so I made up the difference for him. And guess what? The builder told him that. And after the closing, the second after closing, the gentleman calls me up. And he said, is this Jason? I said, yeah. He goes, hey, this is Mark. I said, hey, Mark, congratulations, man, this and that. He goes, I heard what you did for me at that closing. I said, yeah, look, man, hey, I just wanted you to be happy. My seller's happy, you're happy, everyone's happy. He goes, yeah, but I'm going to make you happier. you know that home that I have in Silverleaf? I said, yeah. He goes, you're going to be the one to list it, not his agent. And I go, are you sure? He goes, 100%. I'll never work with him again. So guess what? I listed that home. I sold it in 6 days, and I got both sides on that deal. And he paid me a full 3%. So I made $270,000 on that side, and I made 3% on the buy side. I made $540,000, of which that other agent would have made if he wasn't greedy by $20K. But because the buyer recognized that I did the right thing and I was just trying to help get this deal together, he immediately gave me his listing, and I made over $500,000 within the next 3 weeks, and his agent will never work with him again. That's what separates an agent that understands the value of a relationship compared to worrying about your 10 or 20,000 or 5,000 or whatever the money is. The relationship is always more important than the dollar.